What's up guys? Welcome to AnimeKouhai, an extension of Anime Senpai PH channel. All pieces of information are derived from the light novel. In today's video, we will continue chapter 2, volume 8 of the light novel, entitled The Invitees. This video is the 7th part of chapter 2 in our Tensura spoiler video series. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, feel free to check out the links in the description below. If you want to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
Now, let's get to the video. To Myeolmile, there was no such thing as a job more important than dealing with Rimuru. Has he come up with another scheme? Myeolmile thought, growing excited as he instructed his staff to handle all other pressing matters for him. But in just a few moments, Myeolmile's frustrating days of listening to endless strings of confident men and swindlers would come to an end, marking the start of a new chapter in his life. Myeolmile guided Rimuru over to his manor. When his butler caught sight of them, he almost fell over himself bowing to greet Rimuru. Rimuru had been here several times before, so the butler must have recognized him. Rimuru keeps telling him he doesn't have to do that. Myeolmile, meanwhile, paid it no mind, smiling ear to ear as he gave instructions to his servants. Rimuru imagines Myeolmile would provide the same tea and snacks he always did.
Sorry, I guess I kind of interrupted your work?
Myeolmile chuckled.
No, Rimuru. I had wanted to cut ties with that dunderhead for a while now. He kept barging into my office with all these outrageous schemes, using his noble title to bully me around.
He winced, then explained the whole story to Rimuru. So that freaky-looking dude back there was nobility? Rimuru could fully extinguish his aura at this point, so he didn't need a mask or anything when traveling to human towns. Rimuru broke the thing when he ascended anyway, but he still kept it in his pocket, unrepaired, for the memories. That's why the guy must have thought Rimuru was female, but he wasn't about to be upset about that. Rimuru knew how to read a situation and go with it, unlike Veldora and Shion, and Rimuru went easy on him because he acted pretty high-born. That was the right decision, Rimuru guesses, but if Myeolmile wanted him out of his life anyway, maybe Rimuru shouldn't have bothered.
But what if the nobles start getting hostile with you? Wouldn't that make life difficult?
It would, but that man, Kazak, is nothing but a parasite. Today he came in saying he wanted to deal in slaves. An elven one, even.
Elven?
Rimuru fired back, surprised. He saw a bunch of elves in that Dwarven Kingdom nightclub. Ellen had some elven blood in her, too. They were treated as demi-human, not monsters, and slavery was likely outlawed around here.
Molly.
Rimuru had taken to calling him that. Myeolmile was a mouthful.
Molly, wouldn't that be a crime?
A crime? Yes, very much so. He was asking me to be an accomplice to a crime. And I'll admit, I'm not exactly clean as a whistle, but not even I am brazen enough to enslave an elf.
What'd happen if people found out?
Good question. Kazak has his Viscount title to fall back on. Blumen's a small kingdom, but that means the noble class isn't that extensive. Even someone like him has a fair amount of clout.
He was a Viscount? No wonder he kept insulting me like that. That would put him above the Baron of Vryard, Fuse's friend, and Rimuru can see why it'd be so much trouble for Myeolmile.
You sure you're okay, then?
Bah, they call me the King of the Dark City, you know. Don't worry about me, I've got enough strength to look out for myself.
The King of the Dark City? Did Blumend even have a city like that? Maybe he was referring to the poorer districts of this nation. But even that was heaven compared with the kind of place Yam grew up in. When it came to law and order, Blumend was on the relatively decent side. I'd take his word for it, though.
You really ought to be more careful than that. I've got a big job I want your help with.
That's right. Rimuru had been in talks with him about all kinds of matters. If Myeolmile picked a fight with some noble punk and it got out of hand, that'd be trouble for Rimuru.
It's fine. When it comes to good fortune, you'll find none better than ol' Myeolmile here. Look at the relationship I've built with you, for starters.
There's just no phasing him, is there? That's what I like about him. But I couldn't afford to wait until after something happened. Maybe I should bring on a bodyguard or two for him, Rimuru thought as he watched Myeolmile laugh it off.
So, Rimuru, what brings you here today?
Rimuru recalled what they had to talk about. They were planning to hold a grand festival, attended by the monsters of the forest of Jura and all the world leaders from the human realms. They called it the Tempest Founders Festival, and they had already picked the dates for it. With things patched up between Hinata and Rimuru, all his anxieties were gone. The date of Yome's coronation as king had also been decided, and they had sent word to all the neighboring countries to help that plan along. Rigurd and his team were busy writing up invitations to the leaders they wanted there. But Rigurd and his team weren't the only ones in full work mode. News of the nationwide festival had riled up enthusiasm across all Rimuru's domain's monsters. And each of his administration's departments was formulating plans to wow them during the event. Look at Shuna, for example. She intended to launch an entire lineup of new dishes to impress their guests. As well as open Tempest's first cafe, offering a variety of colorful cakes. Yoshida, whose cafe in Anglacia was now a favorite of Rimuru, was assisting in the effort. He had once turned down every offer Rimuru sent him. But the moment Yoshida set eyes on Shuna, Rimuru could see him start to get fidgety.
Before I opened this cafe, I enjoyed the support of a great number of people. I'd be happy to help you, too, but I can't really leave here.
I hope you will reconsider,
Shuna said with a polite and elegant bow, one hand over the other. It was a little show-offy but powerful enough to shake the heart of any man. Rimuru figured it'd work well enough, but
flirting won't work on me, you know. If you want to convince me, do it in the kitchen. If you can wow me with your culinary skills, I would be glad to consider it.
Thanks to Yoshida, this was now a cooking battle. Nothing worth worrying about for Shuna, though. Anyone could recognize her cuisine was first-rate.
Shuna, give him everything you've got. Make this cocky baker beg for mercy with something spectacular.
Yes, my lord.
Whoa, who's being cocky now?
Rimuru ignored Yoshida's complaining. Shuna was ready to go. Yoshida's own skills had lit a fire under her. With the cafe kitchen left to her, Shuna began cooking up the dish nearest and dearest to her heart, tamagoyaki, a rolled-up scrambled egg. Simple, yes, but one's ability to execute it perfectly was the ultimate way to test a chef's acumen. Yoshida eyed the results placed on a dish, then nervously swallowed before silently stabbing it with a fork and bringing it to his mouth.
It's amazing.
A one-hit knockout.
Thank you very much,
said Shuna, smiling, and that smile was the final blow. Yoshida finally gave in, roundly defeated in heart and taste buds.
Well, you got me. But this is a special favor, all right?
It was funny, watching this burly middle-aged guy act all shy around Shuna. He was practically falling over himself for this fetching young woman with light pink hair. Rimuru thinks Yoshida was smitten from the very start, actually, but better not to say that. If he wanted to play it cool, it'd be mean to stop him. So Shuna and Yoshida were now a pair in the kitchen. Rimuru had no doubts they and their work would be a star attraction at the festival. Next, they had Gabble. The Dragonute was working with Vester to build a presentation devoted to the history of healing potions. They intended to keep the core fundamentals of their research a trade secret. But they wanted to use this pavilion to recruit new people interested in joining their team. They had enough staff for now, they said, but just wanted to find potential hires with the kind of passion they wanted. Garm, eldest of the three dwarven brothers, and Kurobe planned to show off their own wares at the event. Their pavilion would be alongside Gabble and Vester's. And already they were talking about competing to see who attracted the larger crowds. Glad to see they were using this festival to have a little fun. Kaijin was also set to return the night before the bash. Rimuru told Geld to take a break during the event, so construction should be largely complete before then. Rimuru informed his staff that their prisoners of war deserved a little celebration as well. They'd be enjoying a feast over in their own facility. A few people would have to work during the holiday. But Rimuru made sure to accommodate their schedules so they could trade off days and not be stuck on duty the whole time. The festival would continue for about a week, so Rimuru wanted everyone to get in on the excitement. Come to think of it, Shion was planning something, too. She was very confident about it. I hope you're looking forward to it, Sir Rimuru. So Rimuru was half excited, half scared shitless. And Veldora was alarming Rimuru with his suggestions again. Better do something about that before he starts freaking people out. Looking at all these people, Rimuru figured he should probably pitch in somehow, which brings them to the involvement of his old friend guard Myeolmile. A manor servant brought Rimuru some tea. Rimuru had come here many times before, so the servant was used to Rimuru and provided a couple of the cookies he liked. Taking a sip of the drink, Rimuru grinned. It was just as tasty as always, helping put his mind in a better place. Time to move on to negotiations, then.
Anyway, Molly, I've got another job for you. Don't worry, it's an easy one this time, I promise.
Oh, another bright idea of yours? You always bring such fascinating projects to the table. But they certainly require a lot of startup work, to say the least.
Myeolmile grinned at Rimuru. Despite his complaint, it was clear Myeolmile was interested in what Rimuru had to offer him.
That's it for this video, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and click the bell notification icon so you will never miss the upcoming continuation of Tensura spoiler video series. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. Shout out to the top 10 commenters on my previous video. Shout out to Abhishek Dungdung, Luke Devilax, Cypher, Kier Jan Gonzalez, Sarang Patankar, Ashley Lobo, Bonjin Cozy de la Lisa, Kaneke Galyas, Dhruv Goshi, Rashan, Darkataka Waiti, Krister Setra, Eric Fimate, Nathan Keishing, Warmo Henry, and last but not the least, shout out to Mazen Zold. I'll see you guys in the next video.